You wake before sunrise to the sound of gulls and oars striking the water below the city walls. Constantinople is already alive. Even in the half-light, ships crowd the harbor. Sailors shout in Greek, Armenian, Arabic, and Latin. Crates of silk, olive oil, wine, wax, spices, and grain are already being hauled across the docks. In this city, the world does not feel far away. It comes to you by sea. You're a merchant in Byzantium, not a general, not a senator, not a saint. But men like you keep the empire breathing. Every morning begins with counting. Coins, amphorae, bolts of cloth, promises. You know better than to trust memory alone. Too much silver has vanished in the city through honest mistakes. By the time the sun climbs higher, the markets are full. You pass icons hanging in workshops, priests moving through narrow streets, soldiers in polished gear, beggars crouched beside church steps, and noblemen who would never look at you twice until they need your goods. Constantinople is magnificent, but it is never gentle. Gold shines here, but so does hunger. Today a shipment has come in from the Black Sea. Wax, honey, furs, and grain. The captain swears the cargo is complete. You already know it is not. One crate is lighter than it should be. Maybe it was stolen at sea. Maybe it was switched at another port. Maybe the dock workers helped themselves before sunrise. It does not matter. The loss is yours unless you prove otherwise. So you argue. Not loudly. Never too loudly. In Byzantium, power listens even when it does not appear to. A customs official watches from the side with the bored face of a man who can ruin your week with a single stamp. He wants his fee. The dockmaster wants his cut. The porters want payment before they lift another finger. Even the church expects its due in one form or another. Trade makes men wealthy. It also teaches them who truly owns the road. By midday, the city is hot, loud, and impatient. At the forum, you meet a silk dealer from the east. His robes are finer than yours, his smile smoother, and his prices insulting. He tells you demand is rising among the wealthy households. He says the empress herself favors imported luxury. He may be lying, but in Constantinople, lies often travel dressed like opportunity. You bargain anyway. That is your true craft. Not buying, not selling, surviving the space between. A merchant's life is not adventure in the way poets describe it. It is worry, delays, tension, calculations scratched onto wax tablets, watching the sky and the sea, listening for rumors of war, piracy, tax increases, riots, and plague. One emperor's decree can turn profit into ruin by evening. And yet there is power in it, because you know things before other men do. You know when grain is running low. You know when shipping lanes are becoming unsafe. You know which governor is desperate, which captain drinks too much, which noble house is spending beyond reason. Kings command armies, but merchants feel the empire shifting first. At dusk, you walk near Hagia Sophia. Its great dome catches the last light and seems to float above the city like something not entirely made by human hands. Nearby, men curse over unloading cargo. Somewhere in the streets, someone sings. Somewhere else, someone is being cheated. Somewhere beyond the harbor, another ship is already on its way with goods that will change tomorrow's prices. You stop for a meal that is simple and warm. Bread, olives, fish if the day was good. You count your coins again. Less than you hoped. More than some, that is enough. Because in Byzantium, survival is its own kind of wealth. Tomorrow, the harbor will fill again. More sails on the horizon. More strangers with goods to move and stories to tell. More chances to rise and more chances to lose everything. And you will return to the market, like you always do. Not because it is easy, but because in the Queen of Cities, fortune does not belong only to emperors. Sometimes it belongs to the man standing at the docks, watching the ships come in.